All right. The autofocus hates all this white. I got to get some color down here so it stops autofocusing. Hey, Carla, how are you? How was your weekend? So what I have here is I just have photo paper. I get mine from the Dollar Tree. It's actually the Polaroid brand, so it's pretty good photo paper. You only get 8 of them, but not too bad. 8 of them for $1. And I paint on the shiny side. And I've done this quite a few live streams, quite a ways back, probably a couple months ago. But then after they all dry, I make either pendants or I have a Cricut die cutting machine, or sometimes I just cut them out myself. And so I cut them out and then do collage work with them. Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm glad you had a good weekend. That's awesome. So right now I've just got them, I've got these plastic sheets and they just kind of help me. And then I move them with them on there. So right now I'm just going to just randomly put a bunch of color down. I guess I'm just going to. That's a little bit too much way over there at the edge. And then I'm just going to squish these kind of together. I've done different techniques. Hey, Dina, how are you? How was your weekend? Hey, Sherry Valentine, welcome. How are you? I'm also from Washington State. Welcome. So I've got some turquoise here. Then this is Cheap brand paint. It's called Cheap, but CHEEP. But it says that this is cobalt, but it's not a very cobalt color. It comes off on camera a little bit more, but it's more periwinkle, I would say. So I'm just getting a little bit down just randomly, and then I'm going to squish these two together. But this one is going to be, I'm going to cut out some shapes of coral. So I'm kind of going for a tropical vibe with these colors. You'll see here in just a second. I'm going to grab up a couple more colors. And I'm going kind of tropical vibe. This is all the paint that when I cleaned out my bottles, I just put a lot of it in cottage cheese and sour cream and just recycled bottles. But I need to get it used up because it's just too much paint. So I thought this would be a great way to do some of these. I just kind of call them painty papers. Your weekend was busy? Oh, wow. So all day Saturday, no power. Yes, welcome, welcome. Awesome. Yeah, I going kind of a tropical vibe a little bit with this one. And then I'm just going to squish them together. The turquoise and the cobalt or periwinkle, whatever you want to call it, they both have a little bit of silicone. So I'm actually going to take and just those pinks and coral took over here. I'm gonna. It was pretty cold with the power off. Yeah, we got a party here. All right, that's awesome. Deborah, welcome. How are you doing? How was your weekend? So I've got the shiny side of the kind of the gloss side of the photo paper. Now I'm just gonna squish these together. And so here I'm going to be cutting little parts out. And this is also going to be, I'm going to try to get some coral cut out to collage on another piece and make it look like coral in the ocean. And so I'm not looking for the whole piece to be like perfect. I'll cut out the best parts of it. So I'm just kind of squishing, making sure it's evenly, and I've got some on my hands, so it's kind of getting, and no big deal. But I've got quite a bit of paint, so I'm kind of squishing out the edge. I don't really want that, but so, all right, I'm going to go ahead and pull these apart and we'll see what we get. You guys can kind of watch the cells emerge, kind of. I'm going to wipe my hands off. This one actually looks like it, let me see, kind of got a chunk or something here, but no big deal. We'll just take that right out of there. In Kentucky, all right. I don't know, well, yeah, I knew that, of course, duh. If I've sent you stuff, I've got to know that. I started to say, I don't know if I knew that, but yes, I did know that. All right, I'm going to scrape this paint kind of up onto, there's a little bit there, because it'll just make the paper get stuck. So, all right. Hey, Dan, how are you doing? Happy Tuesday to you, too. Did you have a good weekend? I've got photo paper, and I'm just kind of doing some abstract little designs. Got a little bit of a bald spot there. Have my handy and a little bit of a bald spot here. And sometimes you can just help it. Oh, okay. You got to go out and fix up one of the tree stands. All right. Well, you be careful and you have fun. Thank you for stopping in, though. You have a great day. Oh, you've been pouring, Sherry, you've been pouring for about a month and you're loving it? Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. Yeah, it gets addicting. It's addicting. All right, guys, what I got going on next to me is I've got a tower of the priority mailboxes from the post office, and I use these for my shipping. So while they're not being used for shipping, they're a drying rack because these are super lightweight. You couldn't really put canvases in them to dry, but I can put these painty papers up there to dry. So I have a tower of boxes just ready to be a drying rack. So I'm just sliding those in there. So just a moment. Okay, gonna slide this one along. And I actually, because I'm gonna be trying to make some coral, make it look like coral to collage on another background piece. So I'm gonna do these colors again because I need enough, like 4 sheets of them. All right, let's just grab, I have a bunch of these black sheets. So these black sheets are actually, the kids and I volunteered at the food bank. God, it's been almost a year ago, probably about 10 months ago. And they were throwing these out, and they're just these like big black sheets here. I can't even get a hold of them. These, like, they're about 9 by 12, and they work great for like holding the background. I also have a bunch that are still clean with no paint on them, and I slide them in between my 8 by 10s to store them so they can kind of keep them separated. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, tropical. That's why I was kind of tropical vibe I was kind of going for. Awesome. All right, so I am thinking about adding a couple of colors maybe. Now this one is, I think, the one that got that chunk. That's why I need to use up these paints. They've been mixed up for over a year. Not in these containers, they were in my bottles, but they've been mixed up for over a year. Oh yeah, I've got big drying rack. I'm looking to make another drying rack for larger canvases. I've been looking on Craigslist for the free section or different stuff. I want to get a crib, like an old baby crib that somebody's getting rid of either super, super cheap or given away. And I want to take that baby crib and I want to, what I want to do is flip it up on its side. And so then you have the slats of the baby crib and you flip it up on its side. And then you could put plywood between those slats and make it, you know, like pretty shallow shelves to make a really nice drying rack. And that's not my original idea. I saw that on Pinterest. I'm not sure who the original idea for that one is, but I'm on the lookout for a crib. And I'm going to make it into a drying rack, a pretty large drying rack. So, okay, guys, these are just the same colors. I need to have to do the coral. About 2-3 months ago, I did this, and then I cut them out with the Cricut machine, and I did some collage work on a live stream, and I had mermaids and coral and fish and all kinds of stuff. It was really cool. This is Gypsy Pink. It's a real pretty pink. I think it works well with these colors. But it's Gypsy Pink. I love that name. Just trying to kind of evenly. And when you press the papers together and then pull them apart, that kind of that tension it gives, it makes those cells. I don't even have to torch it. Hey, H7, how are you doing? How was your weekend? So I'm going to take again just the shiny section, and this is just the Dollar Tree photo paper, and I'm going to squish it over. It's pretty foggy here. I have the windows open behind me to give us some more light. And I was hoping it would be a little bit brighter outside to make it a little bit brighter. So I hope the lighting's okay. But it's super, super foggy. I can't even see the neighbor's house barely. It's all foggy. See across the way. All right. I'm just kind of squishing that, trying to get it to the edge. I always seem to not, oop, I think I squished a little too much there. Let me wipe my hands off. I'm getting it all over at this point. So, all right, now I'm going to pull these apart, and that surface tension will kind of make the cells happen. You guys can watch those cells pop up. It happens pretty quickly. If I can get, the one thing is these gloves using these papers, it's hard. All right, one little bald spot I'll have to help. No big deal. Let me get this over onto the sheet better. All right, and I'll just kind of help that along, that little bald spot there, and then there. And there's one there. Somewhat got it to the edges. There's a little bit of spots there, but trying to use the most of my paper and not waste any of the areas. You're liking these colors, Dan? Yeah, these colors pretty tropical, pretty nice. I bet you down in Florida, you see a lot of these colors, you know, on the decor and the tropical vibe of Florida. So next we're going to use these colors, but we are actually going to add just a little bit. I think I'm going to put a little bit of a neon pink, another green. So we're going to use those 4 colors, but just kind of add to it, I think, for the next ones. So yeah, I've got this tower next to me. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3. I have 10 of those priority mailbox, priority cardboard boxes from the Postal Service. I have them here towered next to me as my drying rack for these papers. It's working pretty well. And I'll still use them to ship because I'm not getting any paint on them. These papers kind of protect it from getting any paint. And the boxes are still great to ship in. No, the paper doesn't really roll up. Certain techniques, if I get too much on there, but I'm not really like really saturating a huge ton. And I don't use a lot of water in mine. I know the other people, their mixtures for their recipe for their paint, they have a lot more water. I barely, some of my paint doesn't have any water. And so I find that if you've put a little bit more of the water, you're gonna get a little bit more of a curl up. And I'm doing it on the shiny side. That really helps. Uh, yeah, H7, I saw that. Did you? I commented on it. The little colorful, the little leapfroggies, and they keep multiplying and more and more. And yes, that's very cool. That's very, very cool. I have no clue how the animation is done, and it takes just so long. And so that's really super cool. You have that skill. Yeah, H7 did Dina Tollefson's Totally Awesome challenge. He did his like a little animation, a little toad frog animation. It was pretty cool. So, like I said, I'm going to do these same colors, but kind of add a little bit. So here, this is actually Apple Barrel brand, and it's Diva Pink. It's like a really neon pink. And I find that with like the ones that are actually, look, there's a big goober. The ones that are actually labeled neon tend to, the neon for pink, they don't dry very neon. Like when they're wet, they look nice and neon. But this Diva Pink, it dries very neon. I am being messy today. Much messier than I normally am. I did not end up doing this last challenge that Dina put on, Dina Tollefson. She did a challenge that was the Great Pumpkin Challenge. And I actually worked really hard on a video for that, but I was trying to do something a little bit. I needed to have a little bit more time to do it. I should have given myself more time. But so I kind of gave up. I gave up on it. I started calling it the Poopkin Challenge, and only because I was having a rough time with it. I was trying to actually brushwork and paint pumpkins and flowers on it and stuff. So anyways, I don't think I'm going to put that. I think I'm going to stick with these colors right here for this one. I don't think I'm going to put that coral color on there. And I was going to add another like citron green, a really brighter green. The next one we will. I'm kind of digging just these three colors. I'm kind of liking it. So I think I think we're good with this mount right here, and we're going to do the same thing. And then next, maybe we'll try some swipes and some different stuff here. So again, just kind of squishing the two glossy sides together with the paint. Trying to do what I can to get it to the edge. I always seem to have, just trying to use up as much as the paper as I can without having waste. And this is pretty old paint that I'm just kind of trying to use up as well. So has everybody seen my feather swipe I did last night? That was pretty awesome. I have been wanting to do, oh, there's some pretty good bald spots, but that's okay. I can fix that up. I have been wanting to do that technique for quite some time. I've seen a couple other people do that. I'm not sure who the first person was to do it. I wish because then I would credit that person, but I really liked how it turned out, and that was my very, very, very first feather swipe. There was no practice on that one. That was my practice one. I always video it just in case it turns out good, and then sometimes it doesn't, and I don't post that video, and I do the technique again. But that was my very first feather technique, and I thought it turned out really well. Now I want to do a bunch of jewelry boxes that I have, I want to do the top of them and with feathers. I got some more plans for that feather technique. The string pull feathers. That's what that was my yesterday's video. So how is everyone? Chat seems, what you guys are kind of quiet today, not chatting so much. So you guys know I had my big art sale on Saturday. It was probably supposed to be the biggest one of the season. It's normally our biggest one of the season. It didn't go as well as we would have planned. I mean, I profited. I left with a profit, but nowhere near as well as we did in July at that same sale. But oh my gosh, guys, there was some funny things that happened at this sale. So across the aisle, you know, I could just sit there. Pretty much you're staring at the other booth and they're staring at you. Well, at some point in the day, the young man at the other booth across the way went out to his car and he had a life-size cardboard cutout of Jacob from the Twilight movie. And he brought that into his booth. So for the rest of the day, and he brought that about mid-morning. So the rest of the day, I had this Jacob cutout staring over at me at my booth. So that was kind of comical. And I went over there and I laughed with them and I told them, oh, I should have an Edward cutout so they could stare at each other and have a stare down and stuff. And it was kind of funny little moment. Well, oh my gosh, later in the day, this older lady came to pay her for an item at that booth there that had the Jacob cutout. And this is a life-size cardboard cutout that probably, I mean, it was like vintage. It probably came out like when the movie came out, it was like a theater, you know, at the theaters, a prop or something. You know, they have life-size cutouts and stuff. Well, this lady goes to pay at that booth they had some ornaments for sale and stuff. She goes to pay for her ornaments and she has her money in her hand and she's just shaking her money at the Jacob cutout. But he's not a real person. She's trying to pay the cardboard cutout for the ornament. But she's so distracted. She's looking at other things and she's looking all around. She's not really paying attention. And she's just shaking. You can tell she's getting more and more irritated because the Jacob cardboard cutout is not taking her money. And I'm like across the way, you know, just looking at this situation like, what is going on with this lady? And her husband comes along and he goes, honey, are you trying to pay the handsome young man? And that's when she finally looks up and realizes, oh my God, it's a cardboard cutout. But her husband was just hilarious. He just goes, honey, are you trying to pay the handsome young man? Oh my God. She didn't just turn red with embarrassment. She turned purple. Like it was so funny. But oh my God, for the rest of the day, then he's still staring at me and that's all I could think about. That's all I could think about is the lady shaking her money at the cardboard cutout. It was the most hilarious thing ever. But all right, guys, I'm going to get this one set aside and do the next one. And these are some nice bright colors on that one. So yeah, it was a pretty crazy day. It was a pretty funny day. It was kind of a different crowd. That sale I actually do 3 times a year. And so when I do that 3 times a year, I somewhat have kind of gotten regulars because we've done it now so many times. I kind of get my regular people that come by. A lot of the regulars were not there. It was a different kind of day. It was a lot less crowded. They usually get about 10,000 people and they got like less than half that. So it was just, I don't know. It was a different kind of day. I'm very thankful. 2 of the booths I know of, and then I talked to the people, and then I had heard there was actually 2 more. So 4 different booths there got paid in counterfeit bills, $100 bills that the people, the customer came and bought like really small items, like $2 item, $5 item, and then got change for $100 bill. and there ended up being counterfeit. And so I heard of, I talked to two people, and then it was rumored that there was two more, but I didn't. So a lot of counterfeit bills were going around. So that was kind of interesting. I've never dealt with or really heard of that happening at just a little, like bazaar. This was, it's actually called Northwest's largest garage sale. And it's a lot of vintage people that have vintage stuff, people that have artwork, a lot of like fruits and nuts and hot sauces and barbecue sauces and handmade vinegars and, like that sort of stuff, jewelry, so much jewelry and stuff. Vancouver, Washington, at the fairgrounds, at the Clark County Fairgrounds. So it was a big one. But it was interesting. It was just a different sort of crowd. It was weird. And you had to pay to get into this. So, I just didn't think that we would see such a different crowd. These people were paying to get in there. So, and I do that one 3 times a year. So it was just different than it normally is. What color should we add? Or should we just kind of want to drizzle a little bit of black on this one, but not like drizzle some black across it, like not too much. Well, not a yuck. Let me get rid of that. See, I keep saying that, but that's one of the main reasons I'm trying to use up this paint. I'm starting to notice, I don't know if it's just going bad or what. And that's why I got it out of my bottles. Sorry guys, I got yucky on my hand. Black just gets everywhere. Anyways, let me just drizzle a little bit of this black, like not too much, but just a little. And this black does have silicone, so it's going to sell up pretty good. The blue has silicone. All right, and you know what I want to add to this one? Oh, you do? You live very near me. That means we live in the same county. I live more rural. Yeah, it's for the Northwest largest garage sale. It's $10 to get in, and it's $6 parking. So it's actually it's in April, November, and July. So there's another one. The next one is April 18th, and I'll be there April 18th. Somewhere in the 200, I'm always on the 200 booths. Because there's almost 1,000 booths at this sale. I mean, it's a humongous sale. So what I'm drizzling here, guys, is pearl. It's a shimmery pearl color. So I'm just kind of drizzling. When you said when you first entered the room, Sherry, and you said hi from Washington State, I should have asked you what part. Yes, I live in Southwest Washington too. Yeah, come find me. It's April 18th. Is the next one for that. But if you're here in Vancouver, I'll be at Evergreen High School's bazaar. I'll be at Camas High School's bazaar. I'll be at Hawkinson Community Church's bazaar. So there's still several bazaars this year I'll be at, and you don't have to pay to get into those. There we go. I'm liking that. A nice amount of black with not too much, because black can just take over. I'm glad I just drizzled it there, but not like drenched it. And I liked a little bit of shimmer. Got some shimmer going on. All right. What do you guys think of that one? I'm liking it. I definitely. That'll make some really cool pendants. Yeah, I'm glad I just drizzled both the black and the pearl to kind of, yeah, give it some highlights and shadows. So did you guys see the thumbnail? The thumbnail was the painting I did on my live stream last weekend. Just let me wipe my hands off and make sure I have nothing on my hands because I don't want to touch it until I have nice clean gloves. Yeah, come see me at Evergreen High School Bazaar. That's the 16th. I'll be there all day. I do that one every year. So this one dried really nice. It's not cured. I haven't varnished it yet, but this one will be for sale at Evergreen High School. But no, this one is the one I did on last week's live stream, and this was done with the napkin rings. So, but yeah, I'm really liking this one, guys. I might have to do another. Let's do another one. Drizzle in some black, and let's do that again, huh? Okay, let me get it set aside on our makeshift drying rack. What level are we on? So we've done 6 so far. We're on level 4. I don't want to sit them on top of the other ones. I got to make sure I put them on the right level. All right, there we go. Just slide them right in there, and they hold 2. It holds 2 perfectly. I'm liking this one, guys. What do you think? Can you guys kind of see the shimmer to it too? Yeah, I'm really enjoying the napkin rings. I've been doing quite a few of the napkin rings. Thank you. All right, guys, let me grab a couple more. So we're just going to do papers today. And then at the very end, I think I would like to do a few magnets. I have the smaller magnets. I was almost thinking about doing a couple of these up in Christmas colors. So I've grabbed my red and my green and my gold and silver and stuff. So what I was thinking about doing is doing them up in Christmas colors and then hot gluing like glitter paper or felt or something to the back to cover the back up nicely, and like hot glue, or not hot glue, and probably something stronger, E6000 or something, a ribbon so they kind of hang at a diagonal. Hey, you're retracting those. I just barely looked up out of the corner of my eye, and then I saw retracted. Like I barely saw it out of the corner. I didn't get to read it though. So yeah, I'm thinking about putting these at an angle and making them some ornaments. But I have the first coat of varnish on the magnets I did. I believe it's 2 weeks ago now that you really liked H7. I have the first coat of varnish. So the later this afternoon, we'll get another coat of varnish, and then I'll be able to glue magnets. So by Thursday, I think they'll be ready. Like the glue will be dry and stuff. So I'll be able to, do you want me to ship it same address as last time, H7? I've got that magnet probably going out Thursday, I'm thinking, Thursday afternoon. Just message me. You can message me the details, add all the address, and if same address, you can message me all that or whatever. So I think we're going to do that same colors, guys. I'm going to do like some nice bright colors, and then we'll just drizzle some white. I barely got some of the pearl left, but we do have a little bit of silver too. So we've got a few colors we can mess around with. So I think I'm going to get some turquoise. We're almost out of this turquoise, but it's weird how some of these colors, like this one, seems it's still real nice. And then there's a couple of these colors that seem like they're almost at the end stages. And that's kind of why I'm doing the papers. And then next we'll have to swipe. I think I said that a paper or two ago. We'll swipe soon, but next we'll have to be swiping soon. But let's get some different colors. Let's see. I got some I don't have too much of this though. I think it needs a little water. I have just a regular water here. So I'm gonna mix a little bit in there. So what is everyone up to today? What are your guys' plans today? I am pretty much cleaning house pretty much. I kind of want to get my Christmas tree up this weekend. I know some people are like, what? That is so early. But I have bazaars like every weekend. And this weekend is like my only weekend. I'm not busy every single day of the weekend. So I'm kind of thinking about taking advantage of that and getting the tree up while I have a chance. So we switch. We have like a love seat and a couch. So like a longer couch and a shorter couch. So to get the tree in, you got to swap spots, you know, put the longer couch where the shorter is and stuff. So I'm thinking about today, just kind of doing all that prep to get the tree up this weekend, moving things around and just kind of, I can't decide. I'm kind of wanting to go wild on this one, different colors. We'll get some more of this coral orange, but this one is the only one I'm it's kind of weird. So what are you guys up to today? I told you guys what I'm doing. Gonna probably switch the couches. Kind of exciting stuff around here. Yesterday I cleaned out the fridge. Such exciting stuff. So what are you guys doing? Oh gosh, I'm dripping that. You're going to work on your next animation. So what is you're kind of tired today? Oh my gosh, I was so tired Sunday. Take a nap. Naps do wonders. I had to take a big nap on Sunday after the sale, and it refreshed me. It was nice. I was exhausted because that's a big sale. We have a much bigger booth, and so so what's your next animation about? What is the next one you're working on? All right, guys, so we're just about out of this. I'm just trying to get it all to the corner, and we'll just use up what we have left, and that'll be good. Of the pearl color. It's real pretty pearl. We might even throw some silver down. I think that would look nice with these colors. Some silver with some black. All right, you're going to head out. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for hanging out with us. I hope the garden's growing great. I hope everything's going good. You have a great evening as well. Thanks for coming. All right, guys, that's pretty much the last of that pearl color. Right on his channel, he has, if you just click on H7 Apollo, it'll say go to channel, and right there on his channel, he has some an animation he just did, and I think he's working on some more animations. What's the next one you're working on? Oh, you're animating your most. I see you wrote it there. I started to ask the question again, but I see that. Carla's going to do a pour while her grandson naps. Awesome. What technique are you going to try today, Carla? And a profound salvia trip. Oh, okay. I didn't really I don't know much about salvia, honestly. I know that for a little while they sold it in like the like gas stations here, like the Minute Marts and stuff. But all right, checking to make sure. Sometimes I swear I miss things in the conversation. I looking down and stuff, and I really don't mean to. So the reason I have these sitting here, they're actually 2 postcards, my business postcards, is I was hoping the having words there, having letters, would help with the autofocus. It would always kind of have those letters there, but I'm seeing it doesn't help as much. I think I need something with like bigger letters, real nice. Sometimes that helps with the autofocus. Okay, guys. Kind of interesting how there's like a line there. I think I kind of faltered for a second and made a definite line, but awesome. I'm really liking this one too. This will make some great pendants, parts of this. I mean, I see some pendants in here that'll be just gorgeous. So once it's completely dry, the papers do dry a little bit quicker than canvases and some of the other things that I pour on take like a good 3 weeks. Well, the paper is about a week and a half, I would say. And so they dry a little bit quicker. And so in about a week and a half, 2 weeks, I'll start cutting these all up. I'll do all kinds of stuff, collage work, cut them out and put them into like pendant trays, kind of a waterfall scene. That kind of ended up having the waterfall scene because it all be when I kind of like pulled it halfway. You can kind of see where I kind of, you've got to just pull it and go. But I kind of like how it turned out. Normally, sometimes I don't like that, but you can see where I kind of faltered for a second and kind of second guessed. So yeah. Oh, you're going to use a 3 divided container. Oh, awesome. That sounds pretty. I just recently got the Dollar Tree actually had some, I think they're for shot glasses or for drinks or something, but they're a 2 divided container. So I have some 2 divided containers I'll be doing soon. But so awesome. Well, you have fun. That's awesome. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and set this one aside. I really am liking that just pops of black and pearl. That is nice. Because sometimes that black can overtake. And I almost got some areas with too much black, but it's good. It turned out nice. But sometimes black can just, I've noticed, overtake any pour when you're doing it. Yeah, maybe in a couple weeks when they're dry, that's what I'll do on a live stream is I'll just go ahead and continue with these. Some of them I put through my Cricut die cutting machine, and then some of them I'll cut by hand, and some I'll just cut out and put in the pendants. And so maybe like 2 weeks from today, that'll be what the live stream will be about. We'll be doing these. Because yeah, I'm going to be, I wasn't sure if I'd be able to live stream this Friday, but I think I will be live streaming this Friday. But I don't think it's going to be a face-to-face one. I think I'm going to be painting ornaments, some wood ornaments that I got this coming Friday's live stream. I live stream every Tuesday and Friday for those that are new here, Tuesday and Friday mornings. So yeah, Carla, I think that would be a great idea. I think 2 weeks and the Tuesday morning live stream in 2 weeks. That's what we'll do is I'll just go ahead and collage them and I'll show you the finished product. So, okay, this one's going to be totally different. We're going to do, I think I'm going to go ahead and do just one at a time for this because we're not going to squish them together. So we don't need 2. And I'm going to do some swiping. So I'm just going to still randomly I'm going to kind of do a random swiping, kind of like I do the random swiping on canvases. But I'm not going to squish the 2 together. I'm going to be just swiping them. Okay, so this is some real neon green. Almost got some, what do we got? Watermelon colors going on here. Some pretty neons though. And then I'm going to swipe black through is what I'm going to do. And this one I am going to put some of the silver. Maybe just a little face. I don't know. I don't know if you guys want to see my face. What I would like to do, I was looking at my webcam settings, and I was figuring out how I can do like one camera and two cameras. So do like down in the corner a little bit, because I still have, so I have my webcam that I bought, the C9, whatever, the Logitech one. And then there's still the camera on the laptop, which is here sitting next to me. So I was trying to fiddle with trying to figure out how I can put like my face down in the bottom corner and still then have the pour, you know, like you can see both, like a 2-camera deal. And so I still have to kind of figure that out, but that's what I was trying to do it without OBS, but I think what I need to do is do it with OBS. So yeah, because I already have the 2 cameras. I just have to figure out, you know, I'm not tech, but I'm real good about, I'm not tech savvy at all, but no matter what I'm trying to figure out, I just research it, and then I teach myself and figure it out. So I just got to take the time to really just teach myself how that would work, the logistics of it and stuff. Gosh, I'm almost, I don't know. I was going to put some more colors, but I almost want to swipe black just through those colors. It might be cool. So I need a little bit more paint though, if that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, I was, I'm huge on like planning my time out and writing like my schedule out, my planner out. So I was looking at my time, and I've got to get some ornaments done for a couple of custom orders. And I like, when am I going to fit this time in to do these ornaments? And I'm like, oh, I'll just do it on my Friday live stream instead of being face to face. I'll just pour them at that time. I'm kind of turning into a time crunch at this point to get things done for Christmas orders and such. So what I'm doing here is I decided I'm going to stick with those colors. And so I'm just putting a little bit more of those, the neon pink, or it's Diva pink, silver, neon green, and then I'm going to swipe black. So now we have our black. You guys, yeah, you can see all that good. And we have just a regular plastic palette knife, which I'm going to wipe off clean. I forgot I used it real quick. So yeah, I may not know, like I have no clue how to do it, but I'll figure it out. I just got to take the time to research and figure it out. That's how I figured out all this stuff. I didn't know how to do any of this camera stuff, YouTube, social media, anything. I just kind of taught myself eventually. So I'm not sure if I should try to dip the palette. Oh, that kind of works. We'll try that. We're just experimenting here, guys. We don't know. I'm going to dip the palette knife and just kind of swipe and see. Well, that seems like a lot. Let's see, try to dip it with get less. See, and this is taking, the black's taken over, so I'm not liking that. Oh, starting to sell up. Just kind of experimenting, guys, so. Okay, let's try to go back to the drizzling the black. That was just too much of the black. I kind of like it when we push the 2 papers together. It's just such a prettier technique, but I wanted to try some swiping. So this might end up being a failure. We're going to see now just drizzling the black and how that does. Wiping my palette knife off good. All right. Now we're going to just kind of, I'm trying to see how to randomly kind of swipe through this. Okay, swiping is not creating very many cells, I'll tell you that. A few are popping up, but I'm really liking the squishing the papers together better. But let me wipe my palette knife off and we'll see. Because the black is the one that has a lot of the silicone. So I'm wondering if I need just... Now we'll see what it takes just putting a little dab, because here I stuck it in there. That was too much. Then I just drizzled a little bit. I think it was because I need that silicone action of the black, but I don't want the black to take over. So it's kind of a, you know, you got to kind of be careful with it. Still not quite what I want. So that's what's kind of nice with these, because there's still a couple of areas that'll be nice. I'll be able to cut out. I'll figure something else. So I won't be wasting it at all. But it's just photo paper, so I haven't wasted a... And swiping works, I think, way better on a canvas. I don't know if swiping is the right technique for the photo paper. Let's see what blowing happens. I don't have my aquarium tubing, so I just seeing what happens, just kind of experimenting. And that's all it's all about. Sometimes I just experiment, see what the paint can do. Okay, so this one's not my favorite today, so let's set this one aside and try again, guys. Let's see if we can kind of spread it. See, this is what ends up is it's too much paint, because when you squish them together, then you're getting spreading it between two papers. I wonder if I should leave it. It's a lot of paint on here. I can see when I pick it up. It's kind of stretching the cells a little bit, getting a different. It'll still make fun stuff for collage work, but not my favorite today. Do you think I should press it to the other one? Let's just do it and see what we get. We might ruin it. We might make it mud. But we will see. There's just a lot of paint on that one piece of paper. And that's where it would curl up. That's where it would curl up, like you were asking earlier, is because there's a lot on there. So we might end up with mud. We might not. I wasn't real sure. I kind of thought it would have muddied up some of those colors with already swiping. Wow. You can watch them kind of do its thing. Okay, good. I was hoping that's what you were meaning by that, because that's what I did. Getting kind of a bald spot there, but a little bit less cell action, but I am seeing some cells pop up, and I do like that look better than what we just had. And there was just so much paint on there that it would have curled up for that one. I don't have my torch here right next to me. Sometimes you can literally just blow it and your hot air can... So, all right, let's get these ones out of the way. It was a good experiment, though. Let's see where we're at in the tower of drying rack. I kind of can't see it so tall. I've got to just kind of feel, and I don't want to set them on where I've already set some. So we can do we can do 8 more papers and the drying rack's full. A little bit longer of a live stream today. I should kind of get on with it. I guess I've been talking too much, huh? So let's go. I kind of want to use some of this. We haven't used. This is Citron. You know, I never used to like this color, and this color has really grown on me. It's kind of funny. I don't know what it is about it, but I just really did not kind of like it, but now I do. All right, so there's that Citron. I think it would look good with this blue color. I'm just going back to the squishing the papers, guys. I think it really creates the best look, the squish together and then that surface tension pulling apart. Okay, guys, I think this one, I'm going to create a like background and then try to do some lily pads and all kinds of stuff. So I think that would be really cool for this. So what I'm going to do here is now I'm going to just drizzle like a few little spots of this, like almost like, I don't know, it's going to be, you'll see. When I cut it out and then outline this, it'll be like Monet's garden, kind of. Or Monet's lily pads. But you won't see it today. You'll see it in a couple weeks, the final, what it'll look like. Yeah, I've done that too, putting them on both the papers and squishing it together. It looks pretty much similar, same look. You don't really get a difference in look. You just end up with a little bit too much paint, really. It's hard to control getting just the right amount of paint over there. Everybody's liking the decision I made to squish those ones. Yeah, that wasn't, but it was a good experiment and see how we could swipe and stuff. But I think we saved it the best we could with that, squishing them together. Okay, now I want to pull these ones from, probably from this side actually would be better. Lots of bald spots. That's okay. We can. Sorry, I'm not paying attention to chat for a quick second. I'm just wipe my hands off. All right. Okay, guys, I think I have a couple of areas that actually need a little bit of help. I was trying to squish the paint around, but in a couple areas, there just wasn't enough paint. All right. Almost too much of the pink of what I was kind of envisioning. So, split pea soup with little red chunks, bacon bits. I don't know. Like clouds in the sky. Awesome. So I'm going to go for similar. We're going to kind of change it up a little bit here. The next one, we're going to add less pink another green to the mix. Let's see. I'm grabbing more sheets. I have an endless supply of these. I have so many of these, and these were going in a dumpster, so it's amazing. I'm so happy to use them. They're a huge help for me. Get this on. Sometimes I feel like I'm not on. It's getting stuck up there. All right, I'm going to do and this one will not have any black. It's kind of going to be somewhat similar with different colors than that last one. But the next one, we'll get back to some of that black. I was really like that. Would measuring cups be perfect for this? Yeah, a lot of people do mix their paint in measuring cups. I like to have things that have a lid because I mix up a little bit larger quantity ahead of time. So I kind of need like something that has a lid. And so people that mix up for just a one-time, they don't need a lid. Measuring cups work great. I like to recycle too what I can. You just use up. These are just sour cream and cottage cheese and all that sort of stuff right now. All right. Okay, guys, I've got a little bit. I ended up getting a little bit globs. So I'm just kind of spreading it a little bit more this direction. I think I need over more on this side. I didn't get very much of this. And this photo paper is real fun to just mess around with color combinations maybe you're not sure about or something. You can just kind of, it's a little bit easier. You don't feel as bad if you're wasting when you're using this photo paper and you get them 8 for $1. So, and if you buy, that's just from the Dollar Tree. I haven't checked into it. I'm sure that if you go buy a larger quantity at like Staples or something, you probably actually could get a better deal. I should have gotten, I might need to pull the paint to the edge just a little bit. Ooh, I didn't mean for that drop to come out. And if I wasn't on live stream, I would probably be talking to myself too. I talk to myself all day long. I'll sit there and, woo, I don't mean that to happen. Oh gosh, no. And even if I wasn't on the live stream. So what I'm going to do here real quick is just getting a little bit more over here on these edges. I just feel like I want to not waste this, use up as much of this paper as I can. So for those that pour, and then those that don't pour, like maybe just your viewers of like my channel and what you've seen, what is your guys' favorite technique? What is your favorite technique that you do or favorite technique that you've seen? What would you say paint pouring? What is the favorite technique of yours? So, all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and do the squishing. You know, that was my first one, but gosh, I really like how that feather turned out yesterday. I have got so many plans. I want to do a bunch more of the string pulls. I've got some plans in mind for those string pulls. Some more feathers and some more let's just say holiday videos, different Christmas themed videos with string pulls. That's my plan coming up. I'm going to be practicing. Yeah, there's the dirty pour. I probably do the dirty pour most of the time. Then there's the swipe and a flip cup when we put the cup on and then pull the cup off. There's the Dutch pour, which is with the hair dryer. Then there's like the toilet paper roll and the napkin ring. There's quite a few. I mean, there's just so many different ones. And then there's different types of swipes, different types of dirty pours. So many different techniques. And we're learning more and more every day. String pull. My video on that I did, that's the top 10 paint pouring techniques, has 8,200 views now. So I do have a video on the what I felt was the top 10 paint pouring techniques. Hey, R5 Adventures, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? I've lurked in your stream a little bit lately, but I haven't been over there to chat recently. I've been super busy with holiday craft sales, holiday bazaars. So how have you been? Dirty pour, swipe, flip cup, Dutch pour, toilet paper, napkin ring, string pull. Yeah, those are some of the kind of the basic ones. The flip cup, you like the flip cup ones? Yeah, I'm liking the colors on this one. And so you can kind of see how what I was saying is I'm going to try to make it kind of like what I'll do when it dries is I'll kind of outline in and try to make it a flower. And so kind of picture Monet's garden. That's what we're kind of going for here on this one, Monet's garden. Oh, you're doing awesome. Awesome. That's great to hear. Yeah, I've been lurking when I can. Sometimes I'm painting or varnishing, so I got my hands all painted up. But I try to definitely. You were eating some spicy. I saw the spicy noodles. Then I saw Gil come again. So I've seen the couple of them when Gil was there, and then when you were like not that he was there, but you were collabing. You were both live streaming together. I happen to have caught those ones. I seem to. Valerie Smith Hart, awesome. Welcome, welcome. Well, thank you. And how are you doing? Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you love my videos. Awesome. Yeah, we're doing, excuse me, what I have today is I've got photo paper. I've just gotten it from the Dollar Tree. You get 8 of them for $1. And so I'm doing with fluid acrylics. And I'm doing it on the shiny side of it. Life is a blast. That is awesome. So good to hear. Oh, the name of the color that I dotted on, I'm not sure the brand. I think it is Nicole's Craft Acrylics, but it's Gypsy Pink. I love that name, but it's Gypsy Pink. It's kind of a darker pink, kind of a raspberry pink, I would say. Yeah, you collab every Saturday. So I must catching you on Saturdays, a few other times too, but I must be regularly catching you on Saturdays. So, all right, guys, I'm going to set this one aside. We've only got 4 room for drying for 4 more. So, yeah, I'm just painting on some photo paper. And then at the very end, I'm going to do a couple of very small tiles that I'm either going to make into magnets or ornaments, depending on the colors I end up using. So just using these to kind of protect when I move them to the drying rack. It's easier to transport them when I got something a little bit more, because these will get flimsy once the paint is on them. Hey, your average girl. Welcome. How are you been? How are you doing? Did you have a good weekend? How was everyone's weekend? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I've got a couple of videos that, I even put out last spring, during the summer that just continue to get some views. So it's kind of nice that even put them out quite a while ago, and they just continue to daily get a few views. You know, not the one's getting about 100 a day. And that's pretty good for a video since May, getting 100 a day since May. So it's not no viral video by any means, but it's made it up to 8,200 views by getting a good steady 100 a day. So yeah, I'm just kind of randomly throwing some colors down. I really am wanting to do some more with the black, guys. Earlier in the stream, I did some with some bright colors and then drizzled some black. So it wasn't like too much black, but enough to really create some nice effects. So that's what I'm going to do another. I'm doing the black. I need some more of that. Those look nice. What do you guys think? So now I'm going to put some turquoise. So it's real good. I'm using up this paint I wanted to use up. Some of these, like the turquoise is almost gone. We finished off the pearl. So perfect goal for today to get these paints used up, and they're doing it. So this would make perfect mermaid colors, but not really with the black, but that's all right. We're going to make some pendants and all kinds of stuff. It would be nice for a mermaid quote with these colors and then the black. Been trying to cut out quotes and add them to the backgrounds. Oh, thank you, your average girl. Yeah, I noticed that when you commented the tags. That's awesome. Yes. I need to go back. I do it from, I look at my phone and I cannot figure out how to highlight a comment or like, not highlight it, but make the comment like the top comment. I need to go back and make that comment like the very, very top comment. But I need to do, I can't seem to figure that out from my phone. But thank you. Yes, I noticed that. I appreciate that. Oh, Mike's working hard today. His dad's actually working with him. He's under pressure to get a job done, so he even had to recruit his dad out of retirement. But yeah, he's busy. Yeah, a landlord that he works for that owns a bunch of rentals. He's trying to get a rental house repainted for a landlord that has to rent it out. So he's kind of under time pressure, so he can't really pop. He said he might pop in, but I think he's super busy today. Talking about my husband, Mike the Greek, is what she was asking about. So, awesome, Valerie. Yeah, we got a great crowd in here. I go live every Tuesday and Friday morning. I try to go 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And so we've got a real neat, nice crowd in here. It's always nice. So welcome. Thank you. All right, guys, don't want to overdo that black. I think that's probably good. And we finished off the pearl color. So now I'll have to, what I do is I can let these completely dry and then it peels right out of here. And then we can reuse the container again. So I don't wash them or anything because I don't want to put that down my sink, but I just wait until it dries and it peels out. Yeah, I'm so glad you were able to catch me too. That's awesome, R5. Yeah, we have an awesome crowd in here. Welcome. I know you've been it's been a few months, but you've been in streams a few months ago. R5 Adventures is where I got my 1,000. When I hit my 1,000 mark, it was in R5 Adventure stream. So that was awesome. That was a really cool moment. There was a couple of us that hit the 1,000 subscribers in her stream that night. So it was really cool. Yeah, I don't know why, but it didn't have 3 dots. And I do have the YouTube Studio app, but my phone is full, the storage. And so it keeps telling me I need to update my YouTube Studio app, but I have to delete some videos or delete some photos first before I can even do the update. So I'm not sure if it's not giving me all the options because I need to update. And I really need to, it's probably 2 or 3 updates actually. But so I don't know how, it just has told me. Okay, I'm gonna, yeah, it was, who was it? It was Dee Dee hit the 1,000 that night. And I'm trying to think of his name. I know it. I know his face. He just had a beautiful baby girl really, really early. Something outdoors. He's a really nice guy. I can't believe it, not remember. But yeah, there were several of us that hit our 1,000 all the same night. It was really cool. I'm just gonna help the bald spots here. So excuse my finger. But yeah, I'll take, yeah, McCartney. I knew it was, I knew it was McCartney Survival. That is right. I can't believe I don't remember it. He's the nicest guy. He's got a survival channel, an outdoors channel, like camping off grid and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, it was the 3 of us that hit it that night. Are you liking these colors? I'm liking these colors. Yes, I need limitless storage, especially as many as photos as I take. I take photos of everything, clouds and plants and flowers and just color combinations. And anytime I take pictures, and I got to paint that. So my camera is full of just weird pictures, random pictures that are things that are going to remind me to paint that later. Limitless storage would be amazing. So I'm really liking this, just drizzling the black. I'm not overdoing it. And there's some areas here that are going to make some amazing pendants. And these colors would look really pretty if I did a quote and use these as the letters, cut the letters out for like a mermaid quote. I think that would be cool. So if I'm going to do a quote, I'm going to need more. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to actually put these ones aside and do these same exact colors again, because I think I would need 4 sheets to do a nice quote. And then what I'll do is I just paint the background in and then do the quote as the pour. I think that sounds like a good plan. And so 2 weeks from today, these will be dry. And on the live stream in 2 weeks, I'll be working on whatever I end up, like this one I want to do a quote, some of them I wanted to do like coral, some of them. So come see 2 weeks from today at the live stream and see what they end up being. So okay guys, I'm going to set this one. We're almost out of drying room, but today's been a long live stream. I tend to stay about an hour, but we've gone over. We've been an hour and 18 minutes today. Doesn't that look awesome, guys? It's all about getting the consistency of your paint right, not overdoing it with the silicone. You can really overdo it and add too much silicone. So like, for instance, that last one, the turquoise and the black had silicone. The other colors didn't have silicone because you get more cells from only putting just either very, very, very little in all your colors or just choosing a couple of colors to put like 2 drops in a couple of colors. Yeah, no torch or anything on those cells. Weren't those cells awesome, Valerie? It's the surface tension when you pull it apart. It just automatically creates that. So we don't have pearl for that last. That's the one thing that'll be different with the 2 colors. But we're running out of turquoise. This will be the last of the turquoise, but that'll be awesome. That was my intention, to use up these paints. Let me just scrape the last little bit out of here. Yes, if it were any shorter, you would have missed it. So yeah, I'm glad I went a little bit longer. Was Passion for Live. So that's where I usually see your average girl is over at Passion for Pets. She's got awesome live stream. She seems to live stream pretty much daily anymore. That's usually where I tend to see you, though. You know, I adore cells on certain things. On certain things, I don't. I don't always go for cells. So it definitely depends on the look you're going for. And I think it's fun to achieve being able to do cells and not have cells when you don't want to. It just kind of depends on the look you're going for. But for these, because they get cut up into smaller, I definitely think the cells are perfect for that. You need quite a bit of small cells. Sometimes I'm wanting large cells, sometimes, but these you're wanting those small cells because you've got you're cutting them up into smaller objects, going to collage with them. Wish I could get more of that turquoise. Is that all? Yeah, like ring pours. You don't tend to. Now, I did do a ring pour with cells that turned out amazing, but yes, I definitely don't want. I did a rainbow ring pour with no cells. Oh, that turned out really pretty. And I did a rainbow ring pour with cells. That was all right, but it just kind of. So yeah, majority. It just depends on what you're going to look for. Certain techniques look better with the cells for sure. And certain techniques look better with the large cells, the little cells. It just depends. And for those that are new, the cells are the little round dots that are kind of popping up. And those are created a few different ways. Those are created by silicone is the easiest way. And then another way is I use Floetrol. So Floetrol can create cells on its own without silicone sometimes. And just really knowing the densities of your paint. So we're drizzling the black because the black can really take over. So it kind of creates a, like that last one we did. Nice feathered black through, not too much. All right. I wish we could, yeah, I don't think we can get any more. I think we got every little bit of that pearl out. Oh, one little drop. All right, now I'm going to squish these two papers together again. And that's going to be pretty similar to that last one. And that's what we're going for because squished a little bit out the side. Sometimes that happens. That's all right. Created nice cells when it squished out the side. So I'm going to pull this one from the side just like I pulled the other one. Then the cells kind of go the same direction since I want to use them in the same project. It wouldn't matter if they were different projects, but because they're the same project, you want to pull the papers apart in the same direction so you can get the cells to kind of go the same direction. We've got a couple of bald spots, and that's all right. It's kind of cool to see the cells develop as it, when it flips over, it takes a second, and then all of a sudden, all right, so I'm going to take this blue and just give a little bit more here. That bald spot was a little bit bigger than I can really dab around. You can see those cells developing. So with those together, those will be fun. We can create, you know, some different stuff together. So I've got 4 sheets, and so I could go and do a nice size lettering and cut out some sort of quote or something. I'm thinking kind of mermaid colors, maybe mermaid quote. We'll see. We'll see what kind of quote I think about. Kind of depends on the background I decide it needs to go on. Yeah, all the different, that's what's so cool is black can really, I know I've said this several times, but black will take over. Drizzling the black has really created some really cool effects. All right, guys, kind of letting you watch the cells develop on that. It's kind of neat because when you very first pull it apart, you see there's not that many cells, and then you watch them as they develop. So that's neat to see. All right, I'm going to set this one aside, and then I'm going to grab, and we're going to make, yeah, I think we're going to do magnets now. Magnets or ornaments. I was thinking about making them. Okay, so I've got a bunch of cups, and I'm just going to pour them right on here. So that's why it'll be my last things, because I don't want to move them then after that. So there's there. See how many cups and how many, these are like 1.5 inch tiles. And I need to save a couple of cups to do the actual pouring on. Okay, that should be good. So we've got 10 tiles to do. So once in a while you get cells from stirring rigorously. Oh, R5 Adventures, you got to get going. Oh, you're doing the e-learning. I did for several years. Yep, we did that here. We homeschooled and did e-learning. Awesome. Well, good luck. That's a lot of work for you. We don't do that anymore here. No, because my kids got into a different school. So, all right. Well, have fun. All right. So now I have 2 cups. I'm going to actually do some dirty pours. Pretty much going to probably do all of them dirty pours. But what we got is we got red. You practice the learning. Oh, okay. Yeah, we did Connections Academy. And it was pretty good. We did that for a couple of years. And we did homeschooling and stuff. But now high school. So I don't think I could do the high school e-learning. So red and green, guys. Red and green can make mud very easily. So watch this, and I will not make mud with red and green. We're really hoping. Watch, and I make mud after I say, I will not make mud. And I've got crimson and mermaid green. And we're going to try not to make mud. All right, I'm going to do a dirty pour. Actually, I'm going to put just a little bit of gold on there. We're going to start with these ones here. And have no red. Do we need more red? Looks like we need more red. Which is okay if that's no red. Wish I had my torch over here. I do not have my torch, so we may not get any cells with these ones. I cannot remember if the gold does not have silicone. The red does not have silicone, and I honestly can't remember if the green has silicone or not. But what I was thinking with these is I would write with a paint pen, like 2019 on them, and then put a little ribbon and make them into an ornament. Like a little, just with the year ornament, cheapo thing to have at the craft fairs. I like to have lots of different price points at the craft fairs. More expensive paintings, like little cheap little ornaments like this. Different variety. Okay, I'm guessing the green had to have had silicone, because once we get to here, it definitely looks like we got silicone happening. But I don't have my torch. I'll have to grab my torch after this. See what we get. This one, we got cell action. So I'm thinking the green does have silicone. I couldn't remember. Oh, Valerie, you do? Okay, so I actually just did that. And mine aren't dry yet. I did a video on Friday, and I put polyacrylic in my pouring medium for the first time to kind of compare and see how that works. And so far, they are drying so beautifully. So yeah, I'm really liking that. But that was my first time. I just did that on Friday. I put polyacrylic in with my recipe and my paints. Normally I varnish with polyacrylic, but I actually put it in with the pouring medium and everything for a video on Friday, like comparing it. But they are drying beautifully. You're liking the middle one? I'm really liking this one. But let me wipe this one off real quick. I got my mucky hands on it, but that's okay. So I think I'm going to do the same colors again. But what I'm going to do, because if you continue using the same cup over and over and over again, you will get the green and red mixing. So I'm going to use this last little bit of green and red for this one. And then I'm going to grab the other cup and start using it. Because if you keep tipping the cup back and forth to do a dirty pour, and we tip it back and forth, we are going to get a mix. So I'm going to go to the other cup. But that doesn't mean that cup's garbage. You know me. I will reuse it and reuse it and reuse it. It just can't be used right now while it's got wet paint. You liking the fourth one? Yeah, Dan Hodges recipe. Yes, that's what I used. I was looking at that with the polyacrylic. Do you use Floetrol or glue? I'm allergic to glue. So I'm allergic to adhesives. So I cannot use any of the glue recipes. I tried at the very beginning of my pouring, and I got hives, really bad hives. So I don't use glue. So I know Dan Hodges has a couple of different recipes, and I know he has a recipe using glue, not using glue. So oh yeah, the re-pour that first one with red. I thought about it. That was my thought. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have so many of them. I'm gonna leave them. So I kind of gonna have a variety, and I think I'm gonna leave that one not. But yeah, for my personal opinion, I think it needs some red. But I'd like to have a huge variety because these are for art sales, and you never know. So since we have some that have, a good variety, I'm going to leave one okay with just the gold. And it actually has a little, it's hard to see on the camera I'm seeing, but it has one little slight red. But I think I would too, personally, but I'm going to leave it. I think I need to put just... Yeah, the glue all, any adhesives. Like if I have a Band-Aid, it takes my skin right off. Yeah, I'm especially for not torching it. I thought it came out pretty darn good. And I'm loving that I did not get mud. It can be hard with the red and the green sometimes, but I use the red is Crimson from Cheap Paints, and the green is Nicole's. It's called Nicole's Acrylics, and it's from it's the the mermaid green is what it is. I got all distracted. I couldn't think of what I was even saying. Yeah, ouch. Especially when, like, I've been in the hospital so many times, and when they do IVs, the tape that they go to adhere the IV will come take my skin right off. So they have to now, like, do a band, like, and just press, like, I can't have tape to tape the IV in. It's easiest almost to bring this over, set it on, and then push it back over so then you don't hit the other ones. Yeah, I get so tongue twisted sometimes bad. I get distracted. Especially when I'm paying attention to the pouring, I just forget. Not as many cells in this one. Okay, I'm seeing, I'm gonna go like this. That one was not level. This one has a few cells in it popping up. You do too when you're painting and talking? Yeah. Too many things going on at once. So I'm pulling this to me, setting it on, and then pushing it back over. It's just easiest that way. Super satisfying. Awesome. Okay, I can bring this one over here, I think. I just kind of help it with the corner of my hands. Help it to the corner with my fingers by pinching it. And then double check the sides, make sure all the sides. I wish I would have grabbed more of those magnets. Sadly, we're getting towards the end of all the tiles that I got from the Habitat for Humanity Restore. So I'm going to have to go to Lowe's or Home Depot because my Habitat for Humanity Restore is not selling tiles anymore. Thank you. Thank you. I'm still second guessing doing the red there. But sometimes I've noticed having at sales a variety, it's kind of good. I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to E6000 a little loop of ribbon onto the back and then do like glitter paper or felt on top of that, covering the ends of the ribbon. And then some of them I'll leave blank and won't put anything. And then some of these more boring ones, I'll put 2019 on them. And I'll just sell them real cheap at the craft fairs, kind of as an ornament. I'm going to do them hang them from the diagonal. That's kind of the plan for those. But all right, guys, so that's kind of the end. Once those are poured, I kind of got because I didn't put them on a pan or anything like I normally do. So I kind of have to just leave them there to dry at this point. Can't really move them. So that means that makes it the last of what I'm going to pour for this live stream. So number 6 and number 3 are your top picks. So let's see. I kind of moved them around, so it's hard to see where 6 is. I can tell. Yeah, they are so pretty. Thank you. I might give them a little bit of torch, but I'll be after the stream because I have to go grab my torch. It's on the other side of the room. 4 and 7. Everybody has their favorites. Awesome. Sometimes if they're, I'll make it's like sets. Sometimes I'll make a couple of sets and then I'll make a couple of stray ones I do individually, kind of a variety. So, all right, guys, I am going to be I am going to be taking off, but I appreciate all you guys for hanging out with me. And you guys are all so awesome. And yeah, thank you guys. You're welcome. And thank you. We'll be back on Friday. Friday, I'm going to be pouring on some wood ornaments from the Dollar Tree. So it's going to be some more reds and greens and golds and some blues and silvers. But Friday is going to be all about doing some ornaments. So, all right, guys, you guys have a wonderful day. And thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Have a good one.